documented smoke from the crematorium. In 1942, the SS transported Jews from Dachau, as well as ethnic Sinti and Roma, to be systematically murdered in extermination camps. Evidence of violence and murder is not appeared in SS photo documents. The Dachau Concentration Camp is presented as a model camp. This is a photo of the infirmary. Starting in 1942, the SS performed medical experiments in the sickbay rooms. Doctors infected inmates with malaria to try out antidotes. The SS supplied hundreds of prisoners to Dr. Klaus Schilling for these deadly procedures. As a young physician, Zygmunt Rasche sought to make a name for himself in the SS. Commissioned by the German Air Force, he conducted tests to determine how long a person could survive in ice-cold water. He had photographs taken of his experiments, which often ended in death.
У форму летчика, как краска эти вот, которые привязываешь, что где-то дул, у форме летчика, это вот все. И заводят бассейн, так и видать, когда входим, то видим это все. А как там я оказался, запихали, и сам туда влез. И, короче говоря, в этой воде, холодной воде, 1500 человек, пока температура тела не спадает до 28 градусов, он уже помирает.
Another experiment used a chamber where the air pressure was decreased to that of an altitude of 40,000 feet. The air was pumped out of the chamber until the inmate collapsed. Here, too, the SS documented these experiments in degrading photographs. In the spring of 1943, Rudolf Zizasch, a Dachau inmate, secretly took photographs in the infirmary block and passed them on to the Czech resistance. In this photo, prisoners are seen standing in front of the wall, separating the area from the rest of the camp. Zizasch took the photograph from a distance so he wouldn't be caught. The camera and film were smuggled in and out of the camp. Zizasch risked his life to take these pictures. What becomes apparent here, though absent from the SS propaganda photos, is friendship and solidarity, but also anguished waiting and despair. This photo, secretly taken by Kava Kashak, shows inmates returning exhausted to the camp after a day of forced labor. The concentration camp system entered a new phase following defeats in the Soviet Union. The Nazi regime intensified forced labor. These propaganda photographs were taken at the BMW plant in Allach, a show of order and efficiency for the war economy. The SS loaned out prisoners to companies such as Domini, Messerschmitt, and Zeppelin, who profited from this cheap forced labor. More than 140 subcamps were set up in the vicinity of their armament plants. The Dachau concentration camp developed into a primary collection and distribution point for slave labor. The SS offered rewards for outstanding work. A visit to a camp brothel was also part of the system of incentives, documented by applications and income receipts. In Dachau, the SS set up a barrack in the prison camp in 1944, transported women from the Ravensbrück camp, and forced them to perform sexual acts with inmates. In 1943, the Soviet Red Army liberated areas under German occupation. In June 1944, Allied troops landed in France. The SS disbanded camps before the advancing Allies could reach them. They transferred thousands of inmates to other camps, one of which was Dachau. Many members of the French resistance were in these transports.
Ils nous avaient entassés dans ces wagons au départ de Compiègne, ils ont fermé les portes et là nous sommes restés pendant donc 4 nuits et les jours correspondants. Le train s'est arrêté en pleine campagne près de Reims, en France, sous une chaleur horrible. Et c'est là que les gens ont commencé à mourir.
The Dachau Concentration Camp Register recorded 1,630 new arrivals who were brought in by the Danes. They also had to recover 981 corpses from the railroad cars. The SS had been transporting prisoners to Dachau to work for the armaments industry since the spring of 1944. More than 30,000 Jewish men and women, many from Hungary and Lithuania, were among them. This work meant some could escape death in the extermination camps, but many did not survive the transports that took days. Inmates were forced to build giant bunkers for the production of fighter planes in the vicinity of Mühldorf and Kaufering. The SS mainly deployed Jews in the subcamps, including several thousand predominantly Jewish women. They worked in murderous conditions. Riccardo Corrupi, an Italian partisan, was deported here as a teenager.
E ce n'erano tanti